Hello dear students, this is Jackishan. Welcome to the first part of chapter 6, that is lines and angles. Students, till now we have completed our 5 chapters and today we are going to start the chapter 6, that is lines and angles. Students, in the previous chapter, that is in Euclid's geometry, we have studied some basic terms of geometry like point, line, plane, etc. Here also we will study some basic terms of geometry like line, segment, ray, angle, types of angles, and some basic concept based upon these terms we'll study here. Okay. One more important thing I want to tell you, that just make your proper NCERT notes. Whatever the definitions, the topics, concepts I am telling you here in the video, you have to note it down in your fair notebook of NCERT. Okay, now the videos are also uploading alternatively, so you are having one full day to just note down whatever definitions or topics is written in the video. Okay, so let us start this chapter. Firstly, we'll see some basic terms and definitions. So our first topic is line. How can you define, students, the line? We can define a line can be defined as a straight one-dimensional figure that has no thickness and extends endlessly in both directions. As I've told you in the previous video also how we can define the line. Line is what? Line is an endless length, okay, breathless length, and as well as it is endless also, and it can be extended from both sides. So how we can draw the figure of line? See, like this. Okay, how we can denote the line? Okay, we can denote the line as a small letter like L, M or N, or we can denote the line as, suppose 2 points are there, one is A and one is B, so we can also denote the line as AB, and above this AB we can denote like this. Okay, two directional arrow we can put on over the AB. So like this we can define our line. Next topic is line segment. Line segment is what, student? As I have told you in the previous part also, line segment is just the part of the line. Okay, line segment is just a part of a line. How we can define it? The portion of a line between 2 points is called a line segment. The line segment AB is denoted by AB bar. Okay, we can denote the line segment like this. Now how we can draw the figure? See, in this line, if we just extract this portion AB, okay, if we just extract this portion AB, then that AB can be mentioned as line segment like this. Okay, it has two end points in both direction. It is having its end point. Okay, and how we can denote the line segment? Like we can denote it like this. Okay, so a line is a straight one-dimensional figure which has no thickness and extends endlessly, and here it has their end points. Okay, in both the direction it is having its end points. So basically it is the portion of this line. Okay, now our next topic is ray. How we can define a ray? A part of a line that has one initial point. Okay, so basically ray is also what? Ray is also a part of line. It has one initial point, means one starting point will be there, and extend indefinitely in one direction, means in one direction it is having its end point, and in other direction, okay, it is endless like this. Okay, suppose its initial point is O, and here one point we can assume like A. So how we can define ray? We denote ray. We can denote ray as like this. Okay, this is the denotation of ray. So how in the definition it is written that a part of a line that has one initial point, so this O is its initial point and it is extending indefinitely in one direction. Okay, so this is the definition of ray. So just pause the video and note it down, all the three definitions. Now next heading is angle. So how will you understand, students, that what is angle? See, I'm just supposing that this pencil is a ray on this paper sheet, means on this plane. Okay, and one more ray I'm just putting over here. Okay, as they both ray will have the same initial point. So if both the rays which are over each other, if they are having the same initial point and in the same direction they are, then the angle between these two is 0 degree. Now if I rotate the another ray in anti-clockwise direction, okay, if I will rotate the another ray in anti-clockwise direction, then an angle formed between these two. Now study the definition. What is the definition? An angle is formed by two rays having their same initial point. So these are the two rays on this plane. Okay, and if they are having the same initial point, then angle is formed in between these two rays. Okay, now as much as we rotate the second ray, okay, as much as we rotate the second ray, the angle between these two rays are increasing. Okay, the angle between these two rays are increasing. So when the second ray is in the position like this, so they will form here 90 degree between them. Okay, they are perpendicular to each other. If both the rays are like this, then they will form exactly 90 degree between them. Okay, and they are called perpendicular to each other. Okay, now again if I will move this ray in anti-clockwise direction, then angle is increasing. Okay, then angle is increasing. And if the second ray is in the position like this, so that they can form a straight line, then the angle between these two rays is just 180 degree, because they are forming what? A straight line. So a straight line is having 180 degree angle. Okay, see, little bit difference is there. If the direction of the both of the rays are same, then they will form 0 degree. If the direction of both of the rays are different, then they will form 180 degree. Okay, so remember this concept. Again, if I will rotate this ray anti-clockwise direction, now the angle is increasing, and when it is in the situation again like this, now they are in both in the same direction, so you can call this situation either they form 0 degree or 360 degree. Means in angles we generally say that 0 degree and 360 degree are same. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. So here I have made 3 figures of angles. Okay, suppose its name is, it is A, B and C. It is P, Q and R, and it is L, M and N. Okay, so these are the angles. The initial point is called its vertex. Means here what is vertex? B. Okay, here what is vertex? Q, and here what is vertex? M. Okay, and the rays, two rays are called its arms. Means this is called its arm, this is also its arm. Okay, so angle is formed by two rays that is having the same initial point. Okay, and the position like this, I have told you that this is what, 90 degree. Okay, now how will you write the name of the angle? See, this will be called as what? Angle ABC. Angle ABC. Or you can write it, see, the angle formed is on point B, na? So you can say that it is angle B also. And you can give the name like angle CBA. Angle CBA. See, whatever on which point the angle is made, that should be written in the mid of this. Like here I have written angle ABC. So the angle is formed on B. The initial point is B. So B should be in the mid of the name. Okay, like here I can write the name like angle PQR. Okay, this is the sign of angle PQR, or angle Q, or we can say that angle RQP, like this. Okay, here the angle is formed on point M, at point M, so we can say it like angle LMN, or angle M, or angle NML. Okay, so these are the three methods by which you can write the name of the angle. Now coming to our next topic, that is types of angles. Students, you also have to make this table on your fair notebook. Okay, so let us see that what is the types of angle. So the first type is acute angle. Okay, so here I have made the table, like here I have written the name of the angles, here I have written that what are their measures. Okay, and here I will draw the figure. So the first type is acute angle. Okay, what is acute angle, students? So acute angle, basically it lies between 0 and 90 degree. This is and. Okay, so the angle which measures and lies between 0 and 90 degree, that will be acute angle. Okay, so the figure of acute angle will be like this. Okay, suppose if theta angle, or whatever the variable you will take, if theta angle is there, okay, so the value of theta will lie between 0 to 90 degree. Okay, in the simple language I have written that it lies between 0 and 90 degree. This symbol is theta, okay, which denotes some angle. You can write at the place of this x, y, or whatever you can write it. Okay, but here I have written the denotation of angle, that is called theta. Okay, now the second type is right angle. So right angle, as I have told you 2 times, what is right angle? Angle which is exactly equal to 90 degree. Okay, and its figure will be like this. Okay, and this angle is what? The angle between these two is what? 90 degree, and this type of angle is known as right angle. Okay, now the third type is what? Third type is obtuse angle. What is obtuse angle, students? So what is its measure? It lies between 90 degree and 180 degree. So as I have told you, if you will shift it into anti-clockwise direction, okay, then 90 to 180 degree, okay, this will form what? This will form obtuse angle. So if some angle is like this, okay, suppose the angle is theta. Okay, so what will be the value of theta? The value of theta will be from 90 to 180 degree, means it will be greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Okay, the fourth type is straight angle. What is straight angle? This also I have told you that when the situation is like both the rays are in the opposite direction, then the angle formed between these two rays is what? This is 180 degree. This is exactly 180 degree. Okay, so this type of angle is known as straight angle. Okay, now the last one is what? Reflex angle. Reflex angle is what, student? Reflex angle, it measures, lies between 180 degree and 360 degree. Means if I will shift this ray in anti-clockwise direction, then in between 180 degree and 360 degree, it is known as what? Reflex angle. Like this. Okay, then this angle is known as what? Reflex angle. Okay, so these are the 5 types of angle. You have to just pause the video and note it down. You will make the same table in your fair notebook. Okay, students. Now coming to our next topic. Next heading is adjacent angles. So adjacent angle can be understood by the word neighborhood angles. Okay, neighbor angles. How we can define it? Two angles are called adjacent if they have a common arm. Okay, one arm should be common and a common vertex. One vertex should be common and their non-common arms lie on different sides of the common arm. So firstly, let us see the figure of this. So here in this figure, two angles are there. One is angle AOB. Okay, one is angle AOB and one is angle BOC. Okay, so two angles are there. Now according to the definition, what should be there? They should have one common arm. Okay, so they are having OB arm as common. Okay, and a common vertex. One vertex should be common. The vertex is what? O. Okay, O vertex is common. And what other requirement should be there? That their non-common arms lie on different sides of common arm. See in this figure, what is the common arm? The common arm is OB. Okay, and what are non-common arms? OA and OC. So the definition is that these non-common arms should be in the opposite direction. Okay, means different sides. Okay, so see, one arm OA is this side of the OB and one arm OC is this side of OB. Okay, so on the whole, if these three conditions are following, then we can say that these angles are adjacent angles. Okay, simply you can say if two angles are like this, whose one vertex is common, one arm is common, and non-common arms should be on different sides. Okay, if these three cases are following, then we can say that the angles are adjacent. Okay, now next topic is linear pair of angles. See, basically it is based upon adjacent angles. Okay, what is linear pair of angles? So the definition is two adjacent angles are said to form a linear pair of angles if their non-common arms form a straight line. Okay, means in this case the non-common arms should measure 180 degree. Okay, means non-common arms should form a straight line. So see, this COA is what? It is a straight line and one common arm is there, OA. So these type of angles, so here you can see that angle AOB and angle BOC, okay, if you will add these two, what should you get from here? You should get 180 degree. Why? Because both the angles are forming a straight line. So this is the condition of linear pair of angles, that when you will add these two angles, the sum should be 180 degree. Okay, so this is the condition of linear pair of angles. Now students, just pause the video and note it down everything from here: adjacent angles and linear pair of angles. Okay, coming to our next topic, vertically opposite angles. So the definition is, when two lines intersect each other, they form four angles like this. Okay, here one line is suppose L and one line is suppose M. Okay, these two lines are intersecting each other at point O. Okay, so because of this, they are intersecting each other. Here four angles are formed. Okay, here four angles are formed. So suppose I am naming it like 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so here two pairs of vertically opposite angles are there. Okay, one pair is angle 1 and angle 3. Okay, and one pair is angle 2 and angle 4, because they are just opposite to each other. Okay, 1 and 3 are opposite to each other and 2 and 4 are opposite to each other. Okay, and later on in the discussion of chapter, we'll see that these vertically opposite angles are equal to each other. So we'll prove it later on when we'll just see the questions related to vertically opposite angles. Okay, so this is how you can understand vertically opposite angles. Next is axioms. Okay, axioms are there. I have told you that what are axioms in chapter 5, that the basic facts which are taken on granted without proof. Okay, in axioms no proof is required. So this is the definition of axiom, that the basic facts which are taken on granted without proof is known as axiom. I have told you this in chapter 5. Now here some basic axioms are there. What are they? Let us see. The first one is, if a ray stands on a line, then the sum of two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. So how we can understand this statement? As we have understood the linear pair of angles, in the same manner we can understand it. Suppose this BOA is a straight line and one ray OC stands on this straight line, then the sum of these two adjacent angles, like angle AOC and angle BOC, the sum of these two, that is angle AOC plus angle BOC, sum of these two should be what? 180 degree. Okay students, so this is the basic fact for which proof is not required. Okay, so this is known as an axiom. Now the second axiom is, if the sum of two adjacent angle is 180 degree, then their non-common arms of angles form a line. The second axiom is just opposite of first. Here it is said that if angle AOC plus angle BOC is equal to 180 degree, then AOB is a straight line. This is the meaning of this axiom. Okay, if the sum of two adjacent angle, they are adjacent as I have told you, if the sum of two adjacent angle is 180 degree, then this is a straight line. And in this axiom what we have studied, if a straight line is there and one ray is standing on this straight line, then the sum of these two angles should be what? 180 degree. Okay, so they are just converse of each other. Okay, now next heading is complementary angles. So the definition is, if two angles are said to be complementary if the sum of their measures is 90 degree. Suppose two angles are there, one is x and another one is y. Okay, if two angles are there, x and y, and their sum is 90 degree, then these angles are called complementary angles. Okay, for example, if someone is written one angle is 45 degree, then what will be the complementary of 45 degree? Okay, so what number we will add in this 45 so that we'll get 45 degree? So simply for this, if in these two one angle you have known, okay, suppose in these two you know the value of x, okay, so the how you will find the value of y? You will find like this. Okay, just you will subtract the known value from 90. So here if someone says that in two angles, one angle is 45 degree, so what is the complement of 45 degree? So you have to just subtract this 45 degree from 90 degree. Okay, so 90 degree minus 45 degree, what will be left? 45. Okay, so the complement of 45 degree is 45 degree. What is the complement of 25 degree? What is the complement of 25 degree? So you have to subtract 25 from 90, so you will get what? 65 degree. What is the complement of 35 degree? The complement of 35 degree is what? When you will subtract it from 90, you will get 55 degree, and that is complement of 35 degree. Okay, so when you need to find the complement of any angle, you have to subtract that angle from 90 degree. Okay, in the same manner, what is supplementary angles? Two angles are said to be supplementary angles if the sum of their measure is 180 degree. Okay, so again, if I am supposing two angles like x and y, so if the sum of these two angles are coming is 180 degree, then these two angles are known as supplementary angles. Okay, and if in these two one of them is known to you and you want to find the other one, you will just shift this in right hand side, then you can find 180 minus x. Like if someone says that in these two angles one is 110 degree, so what will be the supplementary of this 110 degree? Then you have to subtract it from 180 degree. Okay, so when you will subtract, you will get 70 degree. What is the supplementary of 135 degree? If someone asks, then you have to subtract this 135 degree from 180 degree. Then you will get what? 10 minus 5, 5. Okay, 7 minus 3, 4. Okay, and this will be cancelled out. So 45 degree is the supplementary angle of 135 degree. So in your fair copy, you will write the definition, and this much you have to write. Okay, this much you have to write in fair copy. These are the examples that I was telling you, that how to find complement of or supplement of any angle. Now two note points are there. Sum of angles at a point is 360 degree. Okay, at one point the sum of all angle is 360 degree. You can understand it by the figure like this. Okay, see at this point O, if you will add all these angles, okay, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If you will add all these angles, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6, then all these angles will be equal to 360 degree. Means they are forming angles at point O. So their sum should be what? 360 degree. Okay. The second note point is what? Sum of angles at a point on one side of a line is 180 degree. So this line also, this note point also, we can understand by the same figure. Suppose here in this figure, this is a straight line. This line is a straight line L. Okay. And the three angles are there which are over this line. Which angles? Angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. And three angles are below this line. Which angles? Angle 1, angle 6 and angle 5. Okay. So if you will find the sum of these three angles, means angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4, it should be equal to 180 degree, because all these angles are forming upon the straight line. Okay. So, and the sum of these three also, it should also be equal to 180 degree, because it is just below this straight line. Okay. So students, this is enough for today. Just make proper notes and try to understand whatever the topics you have studied today. Study well, because you are having enough time. Okay. So thank you, and we'll see some theorems and questions related to that theorems in next video. Thank you, students.